You have a gift each day that so many people take for granted. It's called the morning. When you wake up early before the noise of the world sets in, you step into a space where peace lives, where clarity grows, and where your future is shaped. The early hours are not just the beginning of your day. They are the foundation for your success, your joy, and your destiny. When you rise before the sun, you're telling yourself, I value my life enough to give it a head instead of chasing after it. There's a quiet power in the early morning that you can't find later. It's in the stillness, in the unhurried moments, in the time when your mind is sharp and your spirit is open to inspiration. Some people say, I'm just not a morning person, but I believe it's not about your nature. It's about your priorities. If something matters enough to you, you'll find a way to rise for it. The early morning is when dreams are planned, when goals are set, and when your faith has the most room to speak. You can read, pray, exercise, or simply sit in gratitude. Whatever it is, that's the time to plant seeds for the day ahead. You can't wait for the perfect moment to start. You create it. Waking up early is a decision you make once, and then you keep making it every day until it becomes your lifestyle. It's not about missing sleep. It's about making room for your best self to show up before the world's demands pull you in every direction. The truth is, every sunrise is an invitation from life itself, whispering, come and see what I have for you today. The earlier you answer, the more you can receive. Don't let the blessing of a new day pass you by while you're still asleep. Rise, step into it, and watch how your life begins to expand in ways you never imagined. Starting before the world wakes up is one of the most powerful choices you can make for your life, because those early moments are a gift that most people never fully use. When you rise while it's still quiet, you give yourself a head start that isn't just about time on the clock. It's about setting the tone for everything that follows. The world is filled with distractions, demands, and noise, and as soon as you step into the day, it's easy to get pulled into things that don't really matter. But when you get up before the rush, you step into a space that belongs only to you. It's a time when your mind is clear, your heart is open, and your energy is fresh. You're not reacting to messages, deadlines, or problems, yet you're leading your life instead of letting life lead you. That stillness in the morning isn't just empty silence. It's an atmosphere for focus, for vision, and for aligning yourself with what matters most. You can use it to plan your goals. Pray, read, learn, or work on the dreams that get lost in the busyness of the day. These hours are like rich soil, perfect for planting the seeds of what you want your life to grow into. When the rest of the world is still asleep, your ideas are sharper, your decisions are clearer, and your spirit is more receptive to inspiration. You're not competing with the world's noise, so you can actually hear the voice of your own vision. This is when you can imagine the life you want without interference. And you can picture your goals so clearly that they feel real. And here's the truth. Most breakthroughs don't happen in the middle of chaos. They happen in moments of stillness and clarity. And the early morning gives you both. People who use this time intentionally know that success isn't about working harder later. It's about preparing smarter now. You're not just getting a few extra hours. You're positioning yourself ahead of the curve. You're setting the pace for your day before anyone else has even started. That's why so many high achievers protect their mornings like they're sacred, because they know that how you start often determines how you finish. If you begin your day rushed, stressed, and reactive, you'll carry that energy with you. But if you start early, calm, and focused, you're more likely to carry peace, confidence, and control through whatever challenges come. Rising before the world wakes up also builds discipline, and discipline is the bridge between intentions and results. At first it might feel uncomfortable. The bed will feel warm, the air might be cold, and your body might protest. But with every day you push past that resistance, you're training yourself to follow through on your commitments. You're proving to yourself that you can lead your life instead of letting comfort control you. That self-leadership will spill over into every area. Your work, your health, your relationships. Because when you can master your mornings, you can master your days. Another advantage of these early hours is that they're distraction-free. There are fewer emails, fewer calls, fewer interruptions. Your attention is undivided, and that's when you can produce your best work or have your most meaningful reflections. Even if you dedicate just 30 to 60 minutes to something important before the world wakes, over weeks and months, that time compounds into massive progress. You might finish a book you've been meaning to read, build a skill, start a business, or simply develop the habit of gratitude that changes how you see life. And you'll notice something else. The more you honor these mornings, the more they begin to feel like a gift rather than a sacrifice. Instead of thinking, I'm losing sleep, you start thinking, I'm gaining a life. You look forward to the calm, to the way the sun begins to rise, to the sense of accomplishment you feel before most people have even started their day. It's a confidence boost that says, I'm ahead, I'm prepared, I'm in control. And when the challenges of the day show up, you're not scrambling, you're steady. The truth is, the world will always be waiting with its demands, its noise, and its distractions. You can't stop that, but you can decide how you meet it. When you start before the world wakes up, you choose to meet it strong, centered, and prepared. You're not chasing the day. Choice made consistently will do more for your future than almost anything else you can imagine. You're not just getting up early. You're stepping into the role of author over your own life story, writing the first chapter of each day before anyone else has the chance to hold the pen. And when you live like that, day after day, you'll look back and realize that it wasn't just mornings you mastered. It was your destiny. Making mornings a priority, not an option, is about building a foundation for the life you truly want to live. It's easy to treat mornings as something that just happens to you, a part of the day you rush through without much thought. But when you decide that they are a priority, you begin to shape them intentionally. This means you no longer wake up at the last minute, scrambling to get ready and starting your day already behind. Instead, you claim your mornings as your own. You approach them with purpose, knowing that they set the tone for everything else. When mornings are a priority, you wake up with a plan. You know exactly what matters to you in those first hours, and you protect that time from anything that tries to steal it. You might use it for reflection, reading, exercise, planning, or even simply enjoying the stillness. But the key is that it becomes a non-negotiable part of your life. People often say they don't have time, but the truth is, we make time for what matters most to us. If you can find time for scrolling through your phone or staying up late watching television, you can find time to wake up earlier for something that will move your life forward. It's not a question of ability, it's a question of priority. When you shift your mindset to see mornings as the most important meeting you have all day, you're meeting with your own future. You will show up for it consistently. Treat it with the same seriousness you would a meeting with your boss, your client, or someone you deeply respect. Because in reality, this is more important. This is your life. This is your time to invest in yourself before the world starts making demands of you. Making mornings a priority also changes your relationship with discipline. At first, it might feel like a chore, but over time, it becomes a form of self-respect. You start to see that how you spend your mornings reflects how you value yourself. If you spend them with intention, you're sending yourself the message that your goals, your health, and your peace of mind matter enough to protect. If you give them away to rushing, stress, and chaos, you're telling yourself that other things are more important than your own growth. When you prioritize your mornings, you start making decisions the night before that align with that choice. You go to bed early. You prepare your clothes, your meals, your schedule, so that you can step into the morning without unnecessary stress. You're thinking ahead, and that habit of preparation will spill over into other areas of your life. You'll notice that you're not only more productive, but also more confident, because you're starting each day on your own terms. Another powerful part of making mornings a priority is the ripple effect it has on your mental and emotional state. When you own your mornings, you begin the day feeling accomplished before most people have even woken up. That sense of achievement gives you momentum. You feel more in control, more grounded, and more capable of handling whatever challenges come your way. And because you've already invested in yourself, you approach the rest of the day from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of thinking, I don't have time for me. You've already given yourself that gift, and it shows in the way you carry yourself. People will notice you're calmer, more focused, and more optimistic because you've built your day on a solid foundation instead of shaky ground. It's also important to remember that prioritizing mornings doesn't have to mean a massive time commitment at first. Even 20 to 30 minutes of intentional time can transform your perspective. The important thing is that you're making a deliberate choice to start your day with purpose rather than by accident. Over time, that habit grows stronger, and you may naturally want to expand it. But even in its smallest form, the act of protecting your morning sends a clear signal to yourself. My life matters enough for me to start it the right way. The world will always offer you reasons to sleep in, to hit the snooze button, to put off your own needs until later. But later often never comes. The more you let mornings be optional, the more they will slip away, and with them, the chance to build the life you want. But when you decide they are a priority, you make room for growth, clarity, and progress every single day. That consistency compounds over weeks, months, and years, until you look back and realize how much you've achieved simply because you chose to start each day on purpose. Making mornings a priority is not just about getting up early. It's about taking ownership of your life from the very first moment of the day. It's a statement to yourself and the world that you will not live on autopilot, that you will not drift into the life you want someday, but that you are creating it now. And when you live with that kind of intentionality, there's no limit to what you can build, because every single morning becomes another step toward the life you've been dreaming of. Seizing the invitation of each sunrise is about recognizing that every single morning is a fresh start, a brand new opportunity that life places in your hands. No matter what happened yesterday, the mistakes, the delays, the disappointments, when the sun rises, you are handed another chance to move forward. That's a gift we often overlook because we get caught up in the routine of living. But the truth is, not everyone gets to see another sunrise. And when you understand the value of that, you start treating each morning like the treasure it really is. Every sunrise is an open door to possibility, an invitation to step into a better version of yourself. It's the universe saying, here's your blank page. What will you write today? When you embrace that mindset, you stop dragging the weight of yesterday and stop letting your past define the potential of your present. Instead, you use the early morning as a moment to reset your attitude, renew your energy, and recommit to your goals. The beauty of a sunrise is that it's constant, yet never the same. Shows up every day, but it's always unique. Some mornings are bright and clear, others are cloudy and quiet, but they all carry the same message. Life goes on, and you have another chance to make it count. When you seize that invitation, you stop waiting for the perfect day to start. You stop saying, I'll begin when things calm down, or I'll get serious when I feel ready. The sunrise reminds you that readiness is a choice and action is the only way forward. It's about meeting the day with gratitude, because gratitude turns what you have into enough. And from that place, you can build anything. Beginning the day with gratitude shifts your perspective. You stop focusing on what's missing and start seeing what's possible. That's when opportunities become clearer, solutions come easier, and your spirit feels lighter. Seizing the invitation also means approaching the day with intention. You don't just let the hours happen to you, you decide how you're going to use them. You set your priorities, you focus on what matters most, and you avoid wasting the precious time you've been given. Every sunrise gives you a limited amount of hours before it fades into night. And when you understand how quickly time moves, you begin to guard it carefully. You learn to say no to distractions, to cut out what doesn't serve your purpose, and to give your best energy to the things that matter most. This doesn't mean you have to achieve something huge every single day. It means you honor the day by doing something that moves you forward, no matter how small. Maybe you spend the morning learning a new skill, working on your fitness, deepening a relationship, or making progress on a dream. Over time, these small, consistent actions create a life of meaning and fulfillment. Another part of seizing the sunrise is recognizing the power of your mindset in those early hours. The way you think when you wake up has a ripple effect on everything that follows. If you start the day complaining, burdening your responsibilities, or replaying your problems, you carry that energy into every interaction and decision. But if you start the day focused on possibility, solutions, and gratitude, you set a completely different tone. You walk into challenges with confidence instead of fear, and you attract better outcomes because your perspective is clearer. That's why the early hours are so powerful. They give you the chance to choose your mental state before the world tries to choose it for you. Seizing the invitation also requires being present. Too often, we rush through our mornings without even noticing them. We miss the colors of the sky, the coolness of the air, the quiet moments that could fill us with peace. When you slow down enough to really see and feel the morning, you connect with life on a deeper level. That connection fuels your creativity, sharpens your focus, and reminds you of the bigger picture. You realize that life isn't just about reaching the destination. It's about fully experiencing the journey, and the sunrise is one of the most beautiful parts of that journey. The more you honor it, the more you start to see each day as a privilege rather than an obligation. And when you live from that place, you naturally start giving more of yourself to the world. You're more patient, more generous, and more willing to go the extra mile because you're not living from scarcity. You're living from abundance. Seizing the sunrise means making the most of what you've been given, not because you have to, but because you get to. You're alive, you're breathing, and you have another day to make a difference in your own life and in the lives of others. That's something worth celebrating every single morning. Over time, when you live with this awareness, your days stop blending into each other. Each one feels meaningful, and you begin to see how much potential you've been given all along. The sunrise isn't just a signal that the day has begun. It's a reminder that you've been entrusted with another piece of time, and what you do with it will shape your future. When you embrace that truth, you stop wasting your mornings and start using them as the launch pad for the life you want. And one day, you'll look back and realize that it was those small, intentional choices, those mornings you seized, that created the life you've always dreamed of.